What is up, YouTube? It is I, HPJ here, and welcome to another one of the HPJ Retrospectives. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back with my wave of retrospectives, and I am here visiting you with Crash Bandicoot 2 N-Trance. That's right, we're visiting the Game Boy Advance once again for another amazing Game Boy another amazing Crash Bandicoot game. Exclusive to the Game Boy Advance. So, what is up with this game, and why is this game another one of my favorites? Well, this is actually the first of the the mini Crash Bandicoot Game Boy Advance games that I 100% completed. The other one being Crash Nitro Kart for the GBA, but I will get to that when I get to that game. So, this game was first released in North America January 10th of 2003. If you're in the EU, you received this game March 14th of 2003. And if you're in Japan, this game was developed by Konami, published by Konami, and it was released December 4th of 2003. But if you're in the EU or NA, your game was released to you by Universal Interactive, which basically I think changed their name from Universal Studios Production, which is crazy, but it does that. In the background, you hear the Crash Bandicoot 3 remix of the title theme, which is not a bad thing to have. I think it's actually really cool to hear this theme, because I love this theme. And when I get the chance, I'm going to go download some of this music again, because, man, this sounds really good. So, let's talk plot about this game, because I think that's something that everyone wants to hear. So, this game is the sequel to Crash the Huge Adventure, and it basically takes place not too long, well, actually, sometime after. Uka Uka is pissed at Cortex, and he wants nothing to do with him, so this time he goes to find Dr. Nefarious Trophy, the master of the time and the creator of the Time Twister machine that was used in Crash 3. Well, this time, Dr. Entropy will not fail Uka Uka, so he thinks, and he decides to take a glimpse into the future. Well, when he does, he sees that his defeat is utterly waiting in time, because, see, there I made a time joke, because he is still yet again defeated by Crash, Coco, and now adding to the team, Crash, who is making his appearance in the Game Boy Advance series. So, to deal with this, he now looks into a new recruit. His name is Dr. N-Trance. He is a master of hypnotism. And with this, he now creates portals, which they use to kidnap both Crutch and Coco. Which is crazy, because how did you miss Crash? But alright. So in the process of this, Aku tells Crash, hey, we need to figure out what's going on, and you need to go collect the crystal so that I can use its power to then figure out what's going on our end. So as he does this, the bad guys realize, oh, we didn't capture Crash. No, you didn't, you idiots. You didn't capture Crash. So, after Crash collects the crystal, Aku realizes that it is it's Entropy's warp portals being used to capture our heroes this time. And luckily, he was able to stop Crash from being captured. However, in the tug of war between them, this sparked a new character that was being added to it. As Fake Crash, who many of us who have played the PlayStation games know, he exists in those games, because he was actually seen in CTR. That was his first and his last appearance up until now. Fake Crash is basically a version of Crash Bandicoot that is very alternate. He has bushy eyebrows, his teeth stick over like a major overbite. He is a lot darker than Crash himself, and he has a really weird and wonky dance. The only real similarities between the two of these Bandicoots is that they have the same pair of clothing, where they have, the fingerless gloves, the jean shorts or jorts, and the butt buckle around them, and shoes. Can't forget the shoes. So in this process, they think they have won, but Aku tells Crash that thanks to him collecting the crystal, he was able to not only save Crash, but be able to locate the island areas in which your adventure will continue. So from this, basically, you travel through each of the 5 islands, collecting gems, crystals, and pieces of gems to create whole gems so that you can go and take on Dr. Entropy at the end of the game. It actually isn't too hard if you know where you're looking, but for those newer players, you're probably like, man, why does it seem like there's a whole other area I could go to, but I can't access it because I don't have all the things I needed? That is because simply you forgot to go collect the color shards. In this game, as part of the level trope with some levels, there will be hidden areas in which you need to go collect gems, gem crystals to be more precise. Within these gem crystals, they will allow you to make a full gem and then take on the final area of the game where entropy resides. Where within 3 particular levels from Crash's history, they will be waiting there with various obstacles that are more difficult than the original levels to be precise. So, from there, we now enter into the various islands of this series. Yes, they are no longer using a warp room this time in this game. We're using islands with warp portals. The first island actually isn't set to Mr. Crunch, who is now Evil Crunch. That's right. They are now evil versions of themselves, which I still can believe that actually happened. But yes, we have Evil Crash. And in these levels, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 various levels. These various levels contain, these various levels that are in the islands themselves, which we'll be going through, are a volcanic island that is apparently returning from Crash, the Wrath of Cortex. We have a wakeboard, which is going to be your animal chase level, where you're riding on a wakeboard being tethered through the ocean while avoiding a giant man-eating or bandicoot-eating shark in this case, as well as pelicans and other objects, including your nitro crates and TNT crates as well. Then from there, we have a return to the atmosphere from the Wrath of Cortex, which is basically a giant ball. You know, if you've ever seen the artwork of that, where it's the person in a giant sphere. Well, that's kind of what they do with the atmosphere. You're in the atmosphere and you're moving around. It's really, really cool. And then we have another new trope. We have the space level, the tug level, where after rescuing Coco, you're then going to be able to go into outer space to retrieve a crystal in outer space to help you with the cause. And of course, the last 2 levels that I have not mentioned yet are Return to Crash 3 Warped, where we have Egyptian levels, Egyptian tombs, and we have Arabian Nights. That's right, we're visiting Persia in this game. So let me give you a rundown of each of the areas themselves. So for Island 1, which is under the boss fight for Evil Crunch, we have the island intro, Paints of Persia, Luguni Tunes, Global Trottin, Pharaoh's Funhouse, and Runaway Rug. Then for the Crystal Desert, that's the second area, we have Tiki Torture, Hoppin' Coffin, Barrel Roll, Flock of Seagulls, and Magma Mania. Now that you have Crunch, the atmosphere levels will not have Crunch in them. That's why Barrel Roll, if you look at it online, will have Crunch's icon next to it. And then you have a fight with Evil Coco. Evil Coco's fight will be in the volcanic area. Crunch's fight is in Persia. And then for Island 3 is the Stairways, where we have Run from the Sun, which is the first Coco level that you'll be encountering. Then we have, now it's Istanbul. We have Master Lava Lava. Oh, Mr. Lava Lava. This is supposed to be your experience on the song. Mr. Bontasti. Yeah, I'm a 90s kid. We have Waterlogged and we have Slip and Sliding Stink. I guess that's a reference to slipping and sliding. For that area's boss, we have Evil Crash. Oh, yeah, Fake Crash, not Evil, but Fake Crash. And then we have the persistence of memory. So this is an amalgamation of various levels that will be, of course, Crash, Coco, and Crunch. Rock, was it? Rocks Can Roll, Rock the Cabeza, Eruption Disruption, Spaced Out, and King Toot Uncommon. Two Uncommon. So that, I love when they make these plays on levels and level names. Rock Can Roll, of course, is a reference to rock and roll. Rock the Cabeza is a reference to rocking rocking the cabeza. Rocking the, dancing and partying in the Middle East. Eruption Disruption, of course, that is a reference to volcanoes and disruption of those said volcanoes. Spaced Out, this actually is just a reference to outer space. It's funny though, because this is the second level in the Crash Bandicoot series that is being named Spaced Out. Because in Crash 2, there's a level there named Spaced Out. King Tut Uncommon is a reference to King Tutankhamun, the Egyptian pharaoh. And then that is your fight now against N-Trance. And then we move on to the final area, which is the Colored Islands, where we have Wild Nile Ride, 101 Arabian Kite, and Firewalker. All of these levels are for Crash himself. Wild Nile Ride is, of course, just a reference to the Nile River, in which this is basically what I like to call the Crash Bandicoot version of Labyrinth Zone. Yay. 100 Arabian Kites. 101 Arabian Kites is basically 100 Arabian Nights. The reference to 100 glorious days of nights in the Middle East. Or also the reference to, of course, the movie for Aladdin and the 100 Nights. Or there's also another movie I think there's a reference of 100 of Arabian Nights. And then Firewalkers is basically a reference to those who walk on fire, on the hot coal, that just tourist attraction type of stuff. But yeah, your final boss there is, of course, Entropy himself. In order to get to these levels, you need to collect crystals. Yes. In this game, let's break down the MacGuffins. So, returning from the previous series, we have gems and we have crystals. But this time, we have colored gems here. The red, the green, and the blue. In certain areas, you will see, if you select a level, it will say the crystal, the clear gem, and then a shard of a crystal. You must go through said level and locate the shard of the crystal, and once you have all the shards, you can then go to the final estimated areas in the colored islands, where Entropy is the boss of. Then, of course, just to go through the game, normally you collect all, crystal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 16, 21 crystals in this game. So 21 crystals, 24 clear gems, and then the 3 colored gems. And that's it. That's all you do. Your power-ups for this game are, of course, 2 new ones. We have the Rocket Jump, and we have the Super Slide. Then we have returning are the Death Tornado Spin and the Crash Dash. For other things that are attached to this game, there is, of course, the game link. If you have Crash, what is it? I think the first time you have Crash N-Trance, you're able to do some multiplayer stuff where 2 players can run through any of the on-foot levels and see who can get to the end faster. There's also the atmosphere levels, just like, and you can see who can get through those, where Entropy, N-Trance, Fake Crash, Coco Crush are also playable characters in this. And then King of the Hill style level. That's not too bad. And then if you have the Huge Adventure, you can link those games together. And then you get the options for boss battles. Dingodile, Engine, Tiny, Cortex, and Meganet. will be unlockable here. Oh, those are, I'm sorry. If you do link it, you'll get those as characters you can unlock for the atmosphere levels. Okay. Exclusive levels to those are Double Cross, 5 Point, Long Tail, and Ringmaster, which is probably just stuff for the atmosphere battles. But yeah, not too bad, huh? Alright. Oh yeah, that's pretty much just the major breakdown. I can't believe I spent 15 minutes on it. But my personal experience with this game, I love this game. This game is probably one of my favorites that I played for the Game Boy Advance. I did not know there were Crash Bandicoot games for it till a friend of mine showed me a magazine that they had, and it had Crash Bandicoot Adventure in it. But I wasn't able to find the game because the game itself was hard to find. Up until the mid 2000s, ladies and gentlemen, where I did finally get the game. And I bought it. I bought both the... Oh, actually, no, I was more of an adult at this point, but I do have a physical copy of Crash the Huge Adventure. Crash Infinite. I believe I have also one of Crash the Huge Adventure, but don't quote me on that. But I know I have N-Trance. And this is a game that I definitely put a lot of fun, a lot of effort, and just a lot more poise into it. If you do want to see me play this game, it is on my channel, HPJ Archive, where I did get a chance to play this game. I had a ton of fun playing it. I didn't realize I didn't need a full 100% to get through the game. I think 100% is probably just getting all the gold or higher relics in the game, and I wasn't doing all that. But I did manage to get everything I needed to take on Entropy, and that was it. So that was just the bright side of it. At least I got all my colored crystals and stuff. I also want to play some of the music in some of the areas here as well, not just the warp room area, but this is the music for the atmosphere. Once you defeat once you defeat Crunch will then switch out for Crash in the atmosphere levels. This is also where you get to play your player 2 stuff too. The atmosphere levels are basically just using the Turtle Woods music from Crash 2, and then the jungle levels from the Huge Adventure. I do love this music. This music sounds really, really good. If you haven't played the Huge Adventure, do try to find it. I'm sure you can easily emulate it. If you don't want to go look for a physical copy, which I don't know, physical copies probably cost a little less. But this game hasn't been re-released on the NSO, so hopefully, maybe, in future time we will get a re-release of it, and we can actually play it. Then from there, this is the wakeboard level. This is the level where you're going through on the board, and you're being tethered, and there is going to be a giant shark behind you. If the shark comes near you, it will basically end you, and then you have to start from the last checkpoint. Which, to be fair, I loved and hated these levels because you're basically being chased down by a giant shark. And if the shark got you, that was it. And I think I did die a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie. But I will say this, I still had fun playing it. I hated trying to get everything in it. Because there was so much of trying to get stuff from it. I was just like, you know what, I just need to hurry up and get out of this level because it is getting on my nerves. Then from there is the volcano level. Yeah, this is the music from Crash 3. This is actually them repurposing that Crash 3 music. Because you can't hear it yet, you hear that. Yeah, that's the dinosaur levels. Those are the levels where you're running through Exodus Rex, Dynamite, and all those other levels. Then we have the outer space levels, which I believe are using a rendition of... I forget where this is from. Yeah, because I know this music. I want to say it's the future levels from Crash 3, and a mixture of maybe, like... It's a sped up version of the future levels, or the space levels from Crash 3. Which is really cool. Yeah, okay, so it was just an original track. Oh, it's from Crash the Wrath of Cortex. Okay. Not bad. Huh. But it's a really good music track, I have to say. And then of course we have the Pharaoh's music. This is Egypt. Love me some Egypt. I was really excited when I got to hear these, and they don't play like just the bass music. They mix in the Death Route music. I think you weren't here too from my favorite levels of Crash 3, and even this game, N-Trance, and that is, of course, the Arabian levels, where you actually hear the rendition of the Death Route music from Crash 3 in this as well, which I did not expect them to put the Death Route music in it. There are no Death Routes, they're just separate paths. On most of those separate paths are in like hidden areas. You will run into the gem shard, so do be careful. I think one of the later levels, you actually have to go backwards like you would in Crash 3 for one of those ancient tomb levels, and then you will get the crystal or the gem or a couple of boxes, I believe, from doing the backpacking. But yeah, that is the lineup there. There's also a couple more tracks here, and I don't know if they were meant to be here because they were on the other levels from these tropes added. But there's a variant of the motorcycle level from Crash 3 where you're on the motorcycle as Crash. So this was probably maybe some music that was unused and it was probably going to be added, but then they cut it because between Crash, The Huge Adventure, and this game, there's only a year. There's literally only a year and a couple of months between their releases. There was also one for the space station levels from Crash, just using the Future Frenzy music. It's not bad. Um, and I was just like, oh, okay. So maybe this was like supposed to be music added in case you were playing the game with like the links with linking it to the Huge Adventure. Maybe so. And have the Huge Adventure data. But I never got a chance to link the game, so I wouldn't know, and I never had a chance to beat Mega Mix. I do know what Mega Mix looks like because, of course, I did play Crash Team Racing Nitro Field, and they were like, "Hey, look, Mega Mix, we're gonna add him into the game because, you know, more characters that aren't just clones of our mascot and other things." So it's not good. And actually, someone said this is exclusive. According to this on the page, this is exclusive to this game. It was there's a different version of this track from the other one. It's not bad. But yeah, no, I played a lot of this game. I own the physical copy. I'm just gonna shimmer through some more music. This is Evil Crush. This is Evil Crush. We're replacing him in Egypt. And I love this music. This track is one of my favorites. This is Coco. This is a more speed up version of the volcano levels. This is Fake Crash. This is a warped version of the main music. Then we have N-Trance, his fight against him. And then of course the Crash 3 rendition of Entropy's level, a boss fight music. Which is not bad too. I love how they put a little more percussion to it. But of course this is Game Boy Advance, so you're kind of hearing more trumpet. But overall, no, I love this game. I rock with this game. This is probably still one of my favorites for the Game Boy Advance if it comes to the Crash games. I still prefer playing this over the Huge Adventure because it doesn't feel like I'm losing my mind trying to get through it. Which you can also see, like I said, on my channel where I did play this game. So, if I were to rate this game, I give it an 8.5. Because I feel like there was so much more potential. If they got the controls a little better, everything be alright. Especially considering the fact that I feel like definitely could have been more added to it. But you know how Universal and Vicarious missions get when it comes to Crash. We do what we can and then we just leave the scraps for those who want to pick up the scraps. But it's sad though because this is a game that I definitely think if it came to NSO, people would lose their shit. Oh, people lose their shit. We definitely would come full circle. And even more so, I think these games probably need that Toys for Wild touch. And give it a nice remake. I think that'd be cool too to see. It'll probably be one of the two ways the games that I want to enjoy from the Game Boy Advance that their company doesn't shit on. I'm looking at you, Sonic Team. But yeah, no, I love this game. I enjoyed it. I had so much fun with it. I own it. I played it, watched that live stream, and it's simply just a game that I love and enjoy. I'm not gonna lie, and I enjoy every piece of it. So with that said, I think it's time to go ahead and wrap up Crash 2 N-Trance. But before I go, I do want to just say this. Thank you to everyone who is watching the retrospectives. I do appreciate it. It may not be your most typical retrospective, but that's perfectly fine. I don't do what everyone else does. I just do it how I feel. I will be back with some more retrospectives for Crash Bandicoot, and I'll also be doing and looking into my first Spyro retrospective, which I know you guys can't wait for. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening in on this retrospective. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as well as social media. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I do upload more content to this channel and of course to the main channel. Socials will be in the link in bio link below. And with that said again, thank you all so much for watching. This is Jay, signing out. Bye-bye.